YouTube, it's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, Gary Antoine Russell, undefeated, rising star boxer, has called out 4-division world champion, superstar boxer, ADRIEN "The Problem" Broner, after putting on a dazzling performance, becoming 14-0, 14 wins by way of knockout. 25 years of age, stands at 5'10" with a 70-inch arm reach, and they have a common opponent in Jovanie Santiago. Jovanie Santiago, he fought ADRIEN BRONER in his last fight, in which Jovanie Santiago, by most people's measures, they thought he won the fight against ADRIEN BRONER. Now, ADRIEN BRONER had been coming off a 2-year layoff. ADRIEN BRONER, being a 4-division world champion, Jovanie Santiago was the choice of opponents for ADRIEN BRONER coming off of that layoff. Jovanie Santiago, 14 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw at the time. At the time he fought ADRIEN BRONER, it's 14 wins, no losses, and 1 draw. And that's the person that ADRIEN BRONER chose to face off against, okay? And Jovanie Santiago, 25 years old himself, rising, upcoming, and that's who ADRIEN BRONER chose as his comeback opponent since he lost to Manny Pacquiao back in January of 2019. So he got a unanimous decision victory. ADRIEN BRONER, 34 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, 24 wins by way of knockout. He himself was never knocked out, okay? ADRIEN BRONER stands at 5'6", 5'7.5", with a 69-inch arm reach. So, the common opponent is Jovanie Santiago, and tonight, Gary Antoine Russell, younger brother of the longest reigning champion in the sport of boxing, WBC featherweight world champion, superstar boxer, Mr. Gary Russell Jr. With that said, Gary Antoine Russell, he put on a dazzling performance. It was no doubt his talent was superseding Jovanie Santiago from the opening round. From the opening round, he made a statement. He dropped him in the fight. He hurt him bad. I thought the referee at some point in time was just going to step in and stop the fight. She never did. But his corner threw in the towel. He retired on a stool. He was getting peppered with straight left hands, right hooks, left uppercuts, right uppercuts, body work, straight left. The most impressive punch to me was the straight left to the heart. He continued to nail that punch from the beginning of the fight, slowing his opponent down. How accurate that punch was. Straight left to the heart, right? And with that said, there was never a round in doubt that you thought that Jovanie Santiago won that round, or was it even close. And like I said, in the fight with ADRIEN BRONER, people thought that he clearly won the fight, not a round. They thought he won the fight against ADRIEN BRONER. So he got the 7th round stoppage victory. The corner threw in the towel. As soon as he walked to his corner, his trainer informed him, "I'm stopping this fight. Do you want me to stop the fight?" And Jovanie Santiago said, "Yeah, I can't do this no more." Wow. Statement made on the part of Gary Antoine Russell. With that said, he has a similar record to Jovanie Santiago when ADRIEN BRONER gave him the opportunity. Jovanie Santiago was 14 wins, no losses, 1 draw. Gary Antoine Russell right now is 14 wins, no losses, no draws, but 14 wins by way of knockout. And this would be a huge fight. ADRIEN BRONER, he reached out to Steven Espinosa and PBC, Premier Boxing Champion founder and advisor, Al Heyman, and he said he needs to stay busy. He needs to get back in the ring ASAP. Well, Gary Antoine Russell, immediately following his fight, his post-fight interview with Jim Gray, said, "What you want next?" He said, "ADRIEN BRONER." And Jim Gray said, "Yeah, we saw ADRIEN BRONER in here with Jovanie Santiago." And he let it be known abundantly clear, "I want ADRIEN BRONER." Wow. So if ADRIEN BRONER wanted to stay active, what better fight? ADRIEN BRONER is only 30 years of age. This would be a huge fight for Adrien Broner. He said he wanted to just, stay busy. This makes all the sense in the world, right? And so now, Adrien Broner, this would be the biggest step up, obviously. Jovanie Santiago was the biggest step up to Gary Antoine Russell, who's grown, right? He's fought guys like Jerron Boots Ennis and beat him in the amateurs, okay? So he's very, very seasoned. Obviously, he comes from a lineage of boxing. The bloodline, the lineage runs deep. So obviously, excuse me, he's well seasoned in the sport of boxing. Now, professional fights, he doesn't have much experience, but hey, you gave Jovanie Santiago 14 wins, no losses, 1 draw, the opportunity. Why not give Gary Antoine Russell the opportunity? This is the biggest step up in his career with Adrien Broner. He gets the opportunity to announce himself, or Adrien Broner gets the opportunity to pump the brakes on an upcoming rising star boxer on the verge of becoming superstar in the sport of boxing and prove that he still belongs. It's a big fight for both guys. Adrien Broner obviously wants the biggest of the biggest names, seeing as though he's been in the ring on pay-per-view and been a pay-per-view star, been a 4-division world champion. But like I said, at this point in time, Adrien Broner has been inactive for a very long time. And he stated that he wanted to stay busy. And obviously, Adrien Broner, 31 years of age, stands at 5'7". The fight with Jovanie Santiago had to be at a full welterweight limit because there's reports that Adrien Broner just could not make the weight. So with that said, Jovanie Santiago, he gave Adrien Broner all he could handle. I thought it was at least a draw, in my opinion, right? I thought at the very least it was a draw. But it was a huge, huge outing for Jovanie Santiago, which put his name on the map because people, like I said, thought that he was robbed in the fight. They thought he should have got the nod. Adrien Broner, not only did he get the nod, but he got a unanimous decision victory. And so that warranted him to get a fight with Gary Antoine Russell. See if Gary Antoine Russell, it belongs on this stage. And he outclassed Jovanie Santiago. And Adrien Broner, not letting his hands go, Gary Antoine Russell lets his hands go. Very fast, southpaw, very precise. And like I said, I was so impressed with a kid that's 14 fights, but he continued to land his straight left to the heart all night. He was targeting that punch, right? And so with that said, the body work, the changing levels, the poise, right? It looked like he's been on this level. This is the first opponent that got past the 5th round with Gary Antoine Russell. The first opponent to get past the 5th round with Gary Antoine Russell. And well, he made a statement that, yeah, he lasted. We saw his, the fact that he had a little bit of seasoning, meaning Jovanie Santiago. He's been in the big fight with Adrien Broner and went 12 rounds in a huge event because this was Adrien Broner's coming back party. So, all eyes was on this fight. And he went 12 rounds with Adrien Broner. And Gary Antoine Russell made him quit on the stool. His trainer said, I'm going to stop this fight, or do you want to continue? He said, I can't do this no more. Wow, that's a statement made. Now, like I said, his southpaw stance, his accuracy, and the fact that Adrien Broner is inactive, he just doesn't let his hands go, this could make for a major statement on the part of Gary Antoine Russell. And we know Adrien Broner's star power is still very, very high. His selling power is still very, very high. People are still interested in Adrien Broner. So this could be a huge statement on the part of Gary Antoine Russell. And Jim Gray even said, do you believe Adrien Broner would even accept the opportunity, accept a challenge or fight you? And he said, I want to get Adrien Broner. Let's see. Adrien Broner, he said he wanted to stay active. This would be a huge event, like I said. He gets to prove that, listen, I'm still Adrien Broner, only 31 years of age. He gets to prove, listen, I could still, make it happen. I could still be a force in the sport of boxing and stop the rising, upcoming star that's on the verge of superstardom. or this is going to be a coming out party, a major coming out party on the part of Gary Antoine Russell, because unlike the last few opponents of Adrian Broner outside of Manny Pacquiao, this dude is young, hungry, big, and strong, and he's not going to stop. And the star power and the lights of being in there with Adrian Broner is not going to move him. And then he called out Robert Easter Jr. as well, Adrian Broner's very close friend. Said, I want Robert Easter Jr. as well. Robert Easter Jr., he had a beautiful outing his last outing. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But congratulations to Gary Antoine Russell. Gets a 7th round stoppage victory. Made his opponent, Giovanni Santiago, quit on the stool in the 7th round, say he can't do this no more. And then he calls out Adrian Broner. Let's see if Adrian Broner answers the bell. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
You're watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Wow.